Hey, welcome to VTEC Academy. You're about to get schooled?
Subscribe.
Or else. I am happy to say that we have a new project car. It's going to be a little bit of a different project. It will be a daily driven project, unlike some of our time attack cars and swapped to more track dedicated cars. We will be having Project Dadmobile. This is my FA5 daily driven 2007 Civic Si. It's all stock K20. It does have an engine cold air intake, and that's about it. You see it's got a lip, it's pretty much stock. Just got a little bit wider tires on the stock wheels. I don't know where I want to take this project, but it's got to stay daily driven. It can't get too crazy. I can't slam it to the weeds, and I think it's a good car, and it'll be a good example of what we can do with a daily driven car and just have more fun with it. In fact, this car is probably the best car I've ever had because A, it doesn't get stolen like 4th, 5th, 6th gen Civics because it has RF chip in the ECU, at least when your ECU is stock. So it makes it really hard to steal. Not saying it doesn't get stolen, but it gets stolen a lot less than the golden era Hondas. Also, it's super practical. My 1-year-old is asleep right now inside because both of my kids love to get driven to sleep for their nap in the morning. They like the music up and they like the engine at about 7,000 to 8,000 RPM. It's something about the vibrations to the car that helps get them to sleep. So it's going to stay daily driven. It's got to be, I'm trying to make it more fun. I don't know, maybe lower it a little bit. That lip is all super scraped up. I need to do something with it. And I don't know, let's see what we can do, to have fun with it. I drive it back and forth to work. If you guys saw on Instagram Live, I work at a TV station. So I'm going back and forth about 20 miles each day. No, not 20 miles, about 19 miles each day. So it's got to be reliable. So I can't get too crazy with the power mods or do something. And we're in California, so I'm not 100% sure what I can do and can't do that's legal. I know they have carb legal stickers for the air intake, which I have, but other than that, I don't know. I think exhaust, as long as I don't mess with the cat, is fair game. So maybe that might be something kind of cool to do. Something with the suspension. I like to, do what I can. It's a 10-year-old car, so maybe I could freshen up some bits here and there. Even though it's a daily driven car, I will like to do maybe autocross and track events. So check it out. I went down to Tucson, Muscleman Honda Circuit, got to do a few laps, got some tips from a local hot shoe, Brandon.
I actually want to hear your take on how I drove your car.
No, it's always weird to be in the passenger side of your own car to begin with. And then, no, it just amazed me how much farther in its current setup without any kind of changes, just a driver mod, that you can go so much harder into the corner, brake so much later, turn in way harder, and you get on the throttle earlier when you wind it out, and yeah, it was awesome. It was really it just shows me what it's capable of, and I know I never thought it was the car holding me back anyway, but it just shows me how much further it can be taken. Based on how it handled out there when you were driving it. What do you recommend, or what do you see that could be changed or modified, coming up in the future that would make it a little bit better to drive on?
Some of the modifications I would do, I would probably look at a rear sway bar. I like the way when cars rotate, like I was talking to you earlier about, the rotation being that the car's willingness to turn. With a thicker rear sway bar, it'll help with the rear wanting to turn with the car instead of just fighting it. Other than that, coilovers are always usually a first go-to for a lot of people, but there's also the drivability as a street car.
Alright, cool. You know your way around?
So what do you think about it as a street car? Because it's Project Dadmobile, and so I take the kids to to pre-K in it, go to the grocery store, the mall, family vacation, road trips, drive out to Arizona for shooting videos. So what do you think about it as a street car?
I mean, as a street car, I really have no complaints. You can go out there, you have fun. It doesn't have any issues. There's no weird clunks. There's no weird issues. The only issue that, if I had to complain about something, it was coming around a corner. The car would feel. It was kind of like a weird empty spot of power, and it seemed to only happen when the car was at its highest G. I know we don't have an oil pressure gauge in there, but if I had to assume something, I would probably say that it might have something to do with oil slosh. So it's one of those things where if you're going to track a car, I'd always do like half a quart over. And K-Series, the oil pans are just a bowl. So there is no baffling or anything like that like old B-Series oil pans that help with cornering. So you get a lot of G going and it'll slosh away.
That was a lot more VTEC-y.
Shout out to Brandon. And this car, even though it's 100% stock, really showed its capability on the track.